Was good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started, I just want to say thank God for another day and another opportunity. Now, as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today I'm going to be showing y'all how to create the top 3 most broken and best demigod builds on NBA 2K23 next and current gen. So look, before we get any further into today's video, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Now, I would appreciate it if everybody went ahead and smashed that like button. But don't forget to go ahead and comment down TG for thank God, as well as where you're tuning in from watching today. And I most definitely will be hitting y'all back with a response. Now let's get started. We're going to make this build at the power forward position. Now when it comes down to the height, the weight, the wingspan, all of these play a huge factor with this build. So I'm going to go with the height of 6'9". When it comes down to the weight, I'm going to go with 210. And then when it comes down to the wingspan, I wanted to be sure that I was getting the most out of my dribbling and shooting on this build. So I'm going to go with the wingspan of 7 feet exactly. Now when it comes down to the body shape, this is really all based off preference. I'm going to go ahead and pick builds so that way I take up the most space. And if you followed along, this is what we're going to be looking like when it comes down to this first build. So from here, we're going to go ahead and get into the breakdown of the attributes. So when it comes down to the physicals, go with the speed of an 81, acceleration 77, 82 for the strength. Now for now, we will skip over the vertical, but I'm going to go ahead and give y'all a quick tip. We will be able to get contact dunks. So go with an 88 stamina, 75 for the vertical, and right here we're going to be all set to go when it comes down to the physicals. Now with the defensive end, this is going to be one of the strongest areas of this build. So for the defensive rebound, I'm going to go ahead and put this to an 85, 45 for my offensive, 89 for the block. We're going to go with a 53 steal. Now when it comes down to the perimeter defense, go with an 89 and an 80 interior. Now with these 20 badges, it's going to set us up perfect for this area. With the playmaking, I'm going to go ahead and put my pass accuracy up to a 68, 86 ball handle with a 74 speed with ball. Now with these 16 badges, this plays a huge factor with this build, especially when it comes down to the 1v1 court. You're going to be able to ISO, and it gets even better when it comes down to the finishing and the shooting. So for the mid-range shot, I'm going to go ahead and put this to an 82, 89 three-pointer, 75 free throw. That gives us 24 badges, and that's going to set us up perfect. Now with the finishing, go with an 86 driving dunk, 67 driving layup, 53 for the close shot or a 52. And right there, if you go ahead and put one extra attribute to an 87 driving dunk, we're going to be able to get an extra badge when it comes down to the finishing. But as you can see, with those 10 badges, I'm telling y'all, we have everything that we're going to want out of this build. Now we're able to finish on the inside, shoot from deep. With the playmaking, I'm telling y'all, I made this build perfectly in order to be able to ISO. Now with the defensive end, I really feel like we're able to guard any build 1 through 5, and I've experienced this through the 1v1 court. And then with the physicals, I'm telling y'all, there's no weakness when it comes down to this build. Now we get the shot creating, sharpshooting, then we also do get the lockdown, and then finally, I'm telling y'all, the rim protecting is going to be one of the most clutch takeovers this year. Now I'm telling y'all, if you want to go ahead and be the best overall, the first takeover that I would pick would be limitless range. Now the second one, if you want to break ankles, I would go with ankle breaking shots, but I'm telling you, either go with paint intimidation, or you can even go ahead and pick stuff blocks. Now both of these are really solid, but again, it really comes down to your own preference. I'm going to go ahead and pick paint intimidation. Now let's go ahead and check out the build to make sure that we made it correctly. And you should be getting these 3 comparisons, especially Draymond Green. And as y'all can see together, we have created the face-up 4. Now this is only the first build on this list, but let me know in the comments, what do y'all think about this build? Would you make any changes? Now from here, let's go ahead and get into the second build. So coming up at number 2, I had to go ahead and put on the very special, and I'm telling y'all, I've been the first and only to bring y'all this build. The first ever 2-way playmaking sharpshooter, and this build actually is able to get contact dunks, as y'all can see from the gameplay. Now this is definitely my favorite point guard build in all of 2K23 on next gen. Now the best thing about it is that I have never seen anybody use or create this build. Now look, before we get any further, and you're making it this far into the video, be sure to go ahead and let me know in the comments, what do y'all think about this top 3 list so far? And out of all 3 builds, be sure to let me know at the end of this video, out of all 3, which one are you going to be making and why? But I just want to say thank you to everybody who is still supporting. And as y'all can see, with this two-way playmaking sharpshooter, you're definitely able to dribble, and there's going to be multiple ways that you can actually create this build. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and get into the breakdown. So the first thing that we need to go ahead and do is put it under the point guard position. Now if you wanted to, you can put it under the shooting guard, but today I'm going to go ahead and put it under the point. Now when it comes down to the body settings, I'm going to go with the height of 6'3", 225 for the weight, with a 6'11" wingspan. Now with the body shape, I'm going to go ahead and pick Burley. And as you can see, when it comes down to the physicals, I'm going to go with an 81 speed, 80 acceleration, 75 vertical, with a 90 stamina. Now this is going to set us up perfectly, and later on, I'm telling y'all, you're going to see just exactly what the full potential of this build comes out to be. Now with the driving dunk, I'm going to go with an 85, 71 driving layup, with a 58 close shot. Now we get 15 badges, and we're actually able to get posterizer as well. Now with the shooting, I'm going to go with an 88 mid-range, 89 three-pointer, with a 72 free throw. Now we get 27 badges out of this area. And as you can see, if you wanted to, you can lower the numbers on the shooting. But I'm telling y'all, you may change the build name up. So what I'm going to do is leave it like this. And as you can see, we're still able to get Agent 3 on gold. Limitless range as well. And now from here, let's go ahead and get into the playmaking. So with the pass accuracy, this is going to be an 86, 88 for the ball handle, with an 82 speed with ball, and we get a total of 24 badges. Now if you want to, you can make adjustments, but I'm telling y'all, this build is super specific when it comes down to maintaining the build name. Now with the defensive end, I'm going to go with an 87 for my perimeter, 88 when it comes down to the steal, and right here we get 20 badges. Now look, I'm happy that we're able to get Challenger, Glove, and Clamps, and Interceptor all out of tier 3. Now I really think that we're going to be able to take this build into any game mode, and I really don't think that we're going to struggle on the defensive end. Now when you compare this build to what we are used to seeing, 6'8", 6'9", and even taller, I think this is going to be one of the best smaller builds when it comes down to being 6'3". Now with the takeovers, it's going to play a huge factor with this build. So as you can see, we get the shot creating, we also do get the sharpshooting, playmaking, and then the lockdown. Now however you decide to go about it, make sure you base it off of your own preference and playstyle. Now for my first takeover, I would definitely have to say, I think Limitless Range is going to be the best, but if you wanted to help out your teammates, even one of the playmaking takeovers would be solid as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and pick Limitless Range for the first takeover, and I think for any build that can shoot, it's always going to be best to pick it first. Now if you wanted to, even picking one of the defensive would be helpful. Now out of all of these, I think ankle breaking shots, Limitless Range, and perimeter badge drop is going to be the best 3 takeovers to pick from. Now I'm going to change it up and go with extreme clamps. Let's go ahead and check out the build to make sure that we made it correctly. We should be getting these 3 comparisons, and as y'all can see, together we have created the two-way playmaking sharpshooter. Now this is the first ever version of this build, so I would appreciate it if y'all went ahead and dropped a like. But from here, let's go ahead and get into the third and final build on this list. So I have already brought y'all 2 different versions of 2 different builds. First, I had to go ahead and bring y'all the face-up 4, 6'9". Second one, the 6'3" point guard, but this one is going to be a 100 plus strength diamond paint beast build. So what we need to do is make it out of the power forward position. We're going to go with the height of 6'8". When it comes down to the weight, I'm going to go with 254 with a 7'6" wingspan. Now for the body shape, I like builds, and from here, we're going to be all set to go to create this build. Now going further into every single area of this build, you need to be sure that you follow along exactly how I bring it to y'all. So with the speed, I'm going to go with the 77, 72 acceleration. As for the strength, I'm going to go with the 96, 82 for the vertical, with a 91 stamina. Now this sets us up perfectly, and remember, if you do have that gym rat badge or do your Gatorade facility workout boost, we're going to be able to get up to a 100 plus strength. Now for the defensive end, this build is mainly going to be focused around the finishing, the playmaking, and the defense. So right here we get 27 badges. I went with a 93 interior defense, 81 perimeter, 93 block, and then for the rebounding, we're definitely going to be able to grab boards over any build. Now for the playmaking, I'm going to go with the pass accuracy of an 86, 69 ball handle with a 39 speed with ball. Now for the finishing, I'm going to go ahead and max out the driving dunk to a 99. Same thing with the standing dunk, driving layup of a 79 with a 65 close shot. Now all of the badges with this build, I'm telling y'all, I think this is going to be one of the better layouts when it comes down to the badges that we're actually able to equip. Especially with the potential of this build, we have a lot of areas that are going to be able to get to 99. But if you want to make any changes, now's the time to do so. I think we get the most important badges for the finishing and the defensive end. Especially with the physicals, I don't see any weaknesses. Now we get the lockdown takeover, the rim protecting, and the glass cleaning. Now I think this build is user friendly to anybody who wants to pick up and just start using a build and find success with it. Now depending on the takeovers you pick, it comes down to your own preference and play style. The first one that I'm going to go with is going to be Paint Intimidation. Now the second one, you can go with See the Future Takeover or one of the lockdowns. Now it really comes down to how you see it, but I think overall, I set you up perfectly to make a decision. Now from here, let's go ahead and check out the build to make sure that we made it correctly together. And as you can see, we should be getting these three comparisons. Giannis, I'm happy about that. Amari Stoudemire. And as y'all can see, we have created the 100 plus strength Diamond Paint Beast build. Now, if you made it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you so much for your support. Thank you to everybody who was watching today. And thank you to everybody who tuned in for the very first time. But with all that being said, man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. And I would appreciate it if everybody went ahead and smashed that like button. And be sure to comment down TG for thank God, as well as where you tuned in from watching today. And I most definitely will hit y'all back with a response. But again, I just want to say thank you for the support. Don't forget to smash that like button and you can be my 5,000 subscriber. But with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.